Hey everybody, thanks for tuning into today's video. I just wanted to take a quick minute to kind of review what audience means as far as the rhetorical triangle. When I was grading the speech analysis Russell assignment, I noticed that a lot of people were writing that the audience was the people sitting in front of Cameron Russell. Now, yeah, those people were listening to her presentation, but when we're talking about audience with the rhetorical triangle, we're really talking about who the idea is for. Not necessarily who hears it, but again, like what is the intended group that's supposed to hear the message from the presentation. In Cameron Russell's example, she was talking about modeling and body expectations, kind of feeling comfortable in your own skin. So the intended audience for the Cameron Russell presentation, since she's talking about modeling, body expectations, is aspiring models and people who feel insecure about their body image. Since that is her idea discussing those topics, her audience is going to be directly related to those exact same topics. Here's another example. You all have listened to a lot of my lessons about sentence diagramming. Let's imagine that I took one of those lessons from our class, but I went down to a kindergarten classroom and I taught the exact same lesson about diagramming sentences. Sure, those kindergartners are sitting in front of me, they're listening to what I'm talking about, but that's not the audience for my lesson. Because when I made that lesson about sentence diagramming, the idea was to teach it at an 8th grade level. So my audience for my sentence diagram lessons are 8th graders like yourselves. Here are a couple more examples. And I know it's going to look backwards because of the camera, but whatever. This book is called The Art of Teaching Writing. And the whole idea is how to teach writing in a more professional way. Now, this book isn't for baseball players. It's not for politicians. It's for English teachers, right? Tom Clancy's novel, Locked On, it's got like a missile launcher. This book is all about military stuff, like the CIA and the president fighting terrorists. This book isn't for kindergartners. This book isn't for peace activists. This book is for people who enjoy military drama, like my grandfather. Here's a book, Bicycle Maintenance and Repair. This book isn't for golfers. This book isn't for bakers. The audience for this is people who ride bikes like myself and need to fix them. Here's a kind of crazy one. Art fans, this is a cookbook written by Salvador Dali. So the audience for this book is people who love Salvador Dali and people who are also chefs. The recipes in here are crazy. We got one more example. A gigantic version of The Little Mouse, The Red Ripe Strawberry, and The Big Hungry Bear. This book isn't for PhD college students or NASA scientists. This book, the audience for this book is children and the parents of children. I am not in the audience of this book because I don't care about the idea of it. This book wasn't written for me. So my whole point to showing these examples is just, again, to review. When we're talking about the audience, what I mean and what you need to be looking for is who the idea is for. It doesn't matter if somebody is just in the audience, in the auditorium or in a seat. That's not what we mean. We don't mean physically. We mean mentally. What's the idea? Who is that idea for? Is it for a chef? Is it for bicycle enthusiasts? Is it for people who love military dramas? Is it for English teachers? Is it for models? Is it for people involved in the civil rights movement? That's what we mean when we're talking about the audience. So take that. Let's apply it to Dudley's speech. Have a great day, everybody. I really appreciate you listening. Thank you.